Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I see you guys in the chat. Thanks for being here. Yes, the FBI just came back to my house. Interestingly enough, it was the same agent who I've referred to as the lead agent when they came to get me on January 25th of 2021. um, it was a quick encounter. They did say they needed to come in, drop the things off, and have me sign a piece of paper, well, a couple pieces of paper, which is what I sort of assumed would happen. Um, it was sort of interesting. The agent was trying to sort of make small talk with me and ask me how I was doing and how things were going. And I didn't really want to talk or answer questions. And then he said something that I felt was odd, and I called my attorney afterwards to ask him about it. But sort of out of nowhere, he said, "I saw you on Mark Levin say that we came and got you in the middle of the night." And I said, "No, I didn't." And he said, "Yeah, you did." And I, and then I, and then he said, "Well, what did you say then?" And I just sort of looked at him, and he said something like, "Well, you don't have to answer any questions or whatever." And I said, "Yeah, okay, let's don't." And but the thing is, I've never said that. If you look at anything I've ever said, I've always said that they came and got me out of bed. It was in the morning. Said they came early in the morning. I've never said that they came in the middle of the night. So I just thought that was strange. And so I called my attorney and I was like, "What do you think that was about?" And my attorney kind of started laughing, and he was like, "I think he's a conservative." And he was like trying, he was like, "I think he's like maybe a fan of yours, or like, or something." And he said, or at least he's a fan of Mark's. And like, he's like, "I think he was trying to tell you that like he," because he kept trying to kind of make small talk with me and say, like, "This is nothing personal. We just got orders to come pick you up, so we had to come pick you up and whatever." And then he was asking me like how I was doing and how things were going. And um but I almost took it to mean like I felt like he was trying to signal to me like, we're watching your interviews, we're keeping tabs. And I'm like, whatever. But anyway, I don't know, what do you guys think about that? I thought that was interesting. Anyway, they brought everything in a box, and each item was sealed in a paper bag. And then they had to take every item out of a paper bag. And I didn't want to look at anything because um, I wanted to just do this with all of you guys and kind of go through this together. So although this video is called unboxing, everything is actually already unboxed, and I just put it into another box. I didn't really look at it. I just kind of put it into the box, and now we're going to go through it. So before we get started here, there's one thing that's like just a little bit unnerving to me, and here's what it is. So I was in Georgia for most of December and the early part of January, and it was pretty warm because I was there doing my Save the Senate uh, door knocking campaign with volunteers, and it was pretty warm, and I hadn't really decided whether or not I would go to DC. Like, it was a very last minute decision. And so when I decided to go to DC, I actually had to buy winter clothes when I got there because it was so cold, and I didn't have a coat or gloves or anything. So I went and I bought like a really nice coat and a really nice pair of gloves and a hat, just because I actually didn't have like a nice coat. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to buy a really nice coat. So I wore that coat on January 5th, and I wore that coat on January 6th, and I gave a speech on January 5th, and I was going to give a speech on January 6th, but then everything went to hell. And so I actually only wore that coat and hat and gloves two times on the 5th and the 6th. And then I came home, and the FBI raided my apartment and took them as evidence. And which, whatever, is not that big a deal, except that for the last year, I've had to go through months and months and months and months of all of these horrible stories coming out about me. And in the stories, they feature pictures like this. Brandon Strzok, MAGA influencer and Trump ally, gets 3 years probation. Okay, well, there's that one. And then, here's one. says prosecutor said he encouraged the crowd to fight back. Ooh, you know that phrase that no one ever uses in a political speech? Fight back in a political speech. Oh my God. Let's throw him in prison right now. So anyway, the hat, the gloves, the sunglasses. Well then, so then they love to run this picture too. Because this is where you can clearly see I have my camera fully above my head when I'm in the crowd because I couldn't see anything. I literally could not see what was going on in front of me, which is why I had my arms above my head. But you look at this picture, it looks really scary, right? And it's funny to me too that I'm wearing a mask because I had just been on the DC Metro where you were required to wear a mask, and I guess I forgot to take it off. But when you kind of couple the hat and the coat and the sunglasses and the mask, it's like scary person, right? And then here's this footage too, real quick. This is from MSNBC. This is Chris Hayes, who, by the way, well, why don't I just see, that kind of shit scares me. I like it. I get very jumpy about shit like that. This is, why don't take a look at this footage from MSNBC and you can hear what Chris Hayes had to say too about me and my coat. Watch this.
That rally on January 5th, where Straka spoke, was a fully legal demonstration, as was the January 6th rally at the Ellipse. All of that was protected free speech. Where it veers off course into criminal activity, of course, is when the mob, including Brandon Straka, in that, I have to say, very nice coat, descended on the Capitol. And there is a real...
Yeah, a couple problems there. Number one, there's Chris Hayes from MSNBC showing footage of the west side of the building where I never was. I didn't see any of those things happening. Everything that you just saw, I never witnessed. I've only seen it on television, just like you guys, because I wasn't there. I was not there. And, you know, the other thing that Chris Hayes says later in that same interview is he says that I, Brandon Straka, broke into the Capitol. His words, Brandon Straka broke into the Capitol. He's going to get sued, just so you know. First of all, I never went inside the Capitol. Second of all, going inside the Capitol is its own separate crime, which people are being charged with, which I never did. So if you would like to assist in my lawsuit against Chris Hayes and MSNBC, you can go to brandonstraka.com and click on support my legal defense or contribute to my legal defense fund. It's right there on my homepage. Please consider making a contribution because I am going to fight back against the media that told lies about me this past year. One of them being Chris Hayes of MSNBC, who said that I broke into the Capitol, even though I never went inside the Capitol, and I wasn't on that side of the building as the footage that you just saw. Anyway, so the point is that this outfit that I was wearing that day has kind of become this like iconic imagery of, you know, me being a terrorist and an insurrectionist is this photo they keep using. Anyway, I'm about to see that hat and coat and gloves for the first time. So here we go. Let's take a look together. Here we go. Okay. Well, the first thing is my camera was taken. So, wow. Well, it looks like it's missing a lens. Maybe it's in... I don't know. This is my camera that I had for years that I took around on all my trips to capture footage. It appears that it's missing the lens cap. I don't know, maybe it's in here somewhere. Oh, is this it? Here, it got put in the side compartment. Alright, well there's my camera. Haven't seen that in 13 and a half months. A lanyard that I was wearing apparently on that day. Here is a whole bunch of thumb drives that they took. Storage device. So here's a memory card with pictures and videos. This is like they came and they took like every thumb drive I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, that's just, there's more. Charging cord. Huh. Okay, here are my gloves. that I was wearing on that day. Those over here. My computer. Well, actually, they took I think they took a couple of computers. This is my MacBook that they took. Oh. Huh. A very old iPad. I mean, this is like literally iPad 2 that they found, I guess, somewhere and took for whatever reason. I don't know. I haven't used it in 10 years. Oh. My phone. This is my phone that had my Walkaway logo and my tweet from President Trump. Another phone, another one of my computers, my iPad, hard drives, my tie clip, my Ronald Reagan tie clip, and cufflinks. More hard drives. The hat that I was wearing in DC on that day. Another hard drive. Power cords. Sunglasses. And my coat I was wearing on that day. And then there's more thumb drives and memory cards inside this box here. Yeah, but this is the last time I've seen any of these things was on January 25th, 2021, when they came in and put me in handcuffs and took me away to jail. And this was my phone case that I was very proud of, and I haven't seen it since then. So anyway, I guess I just wanted you guys to witness me unboxing the items that I just got back. That's all.